Everything about XRP is exciting, except the price. But that's what gives opportunity to profit from. As these messages are coming out stating, the uncertainty are slowly away. Once that uncertainty is pushed completely away and it's announced from the SEC, that's gonna give that push. The positive news starts from arbitrage trading opportunity, expansion of network, and the global push for interoperability. And it goes until Visa stating that Ripple partner Earthport is now allowing them access to 90% of bank population. Wow, that's really something to digest well and understand very well. Because if you guys digest this well, you can also see this nations are coming out. They will also come out soon and say we are entering a new global monetary system, and I'm happy with that because I have accumulated my favorite asset and will continue to do so until the price remains in this area. As the price is low and the value is skyrocketing, those who can see the long term, say next 5 years, next 10 years, they're gonna make huge profit from this asset. Welcome to the Scientific Investor channel, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. Now we can see that global adoption is actually increasing one by one, day by day, hour by hour. We are going into new places. And we can also see that XRP, as we discussed, is kind of announced by CFTC guy that it kind of fails the Howey test, so that it's not a security. And at the same time, this point is also there because you can't state this as security, because once it is being used for its utility in different markets, in different corridors, and the adoption is actually increasing every day. So that kind of pushes these regulators kind of, at least for them, it's kind of confused. We saw in previous videos they state like, yes, it is part of the company, or at least the company is holding a lot. So they still have a lot of confusion. At least they're showing that in front of us, right? And now Ripple, the company, is kind of progressing, stepping up and stating to a nation where majority of the remittance goes. Like India is a country where which receives highest amount of remittance from its expats, and they kind of pushes and states that you can actually use this technology if you want, which reduces the existing uncertainties in your current market and will actually provide you better experience. Now this can actually give you something which abides by the regulation, and it can also provide betterment. Now they actually this one actually compares XRP with others. I don't think there is a meaning in comparing it with any others in this group, because you can see the scalability, which is the main part when you're looking something like remittance. If you don't have that scalability, you're kind of off, right? So you don't have to even look at that. Now when we actually say that we have everything exciting but the price is very low, I kind of look at that. At least I'm happy with that, because say yes, it was a really worse bear market and it's kind of extended bear market, long bear market. Now if you are someone who invested at the highs of XRP around $3, $3.8, and you're not buying till now, your average is still about $3, then yes, this is gonna be a 90% crash and your portfolio is 90% down. But think, if you have been dollar cost averaging as the price of XRP came down, say now the price is around 0.2 or below 0.2, 0.191 as of the morning. So if you actually wanted to dollar cost average yourself, you would be somewhere around at least 0.25, 0.2 area. Meanwhile, the price was around 0.12, 0.15. So if you actually wanted, you could have pushed that and kept it around 0.16. So in that aspect, you wouldn't be 90% down. That is the first thing. And the second thing, when the price moves even just above 0.2, you are in profit, you are in green. Now that's not a big deal, but it is a big deal, because you've been in red for a long time, say 2 years, 2.5 years. Now when you get an opportunity to go into green, that is an opportunity which should be seized. Why? Because we can actually see that adoption is growing day by day. Now, we used to see that different corridors are hitting all-time highs in the liquidity. Now, MoneyGram is also showing that they are improving quarter by quarter. Their profits are kind of rising, they're expanding into different markets, and they are coming out as winners. And we can see, we just saw yesterday that Ripple, the company, is pushing this so far, the competitors are kind of getting tired. If we just saw the news previously, like Western Union is kind of offering everything for free now to the corridor of Brazil, because they want to stay relevant. They don't want to go empty. So if they stand like this without enabling Ripple Net and using XRP, they're gonna get out of this business soon. This is a tweet from Ripple itself showing that together with 40 companies, they are going to do this. Now, yes, one side I'm completely happy with this. After which I'm looking at this like Pay ID, which was previously having ID, but it's not bio ID, it's like internet ID something. It's gonna give you an ID. It kind of diverts into the other direction where you have a debate about the Ripple and XRP, like is this that new world order thing, someone pushing out through this. Anyway, we don't care because we have already invested heavily in XRP and we believe in the technology, so we know that it is going into that direction, right? When we move, we have another tweet here with Sevin showing the importance of Pay ID. Now, what you have to understand is when we are showing this, it is also being touted highly by Brad. It's highlighted by Sevin. Then it's highlighted by David Joss. So something big is actually coming and we are here. You really have to go through the words of David Joss because it says the future has the future of payments has never been walled gardens, meaning we talked about that previously, like JPM coin, this coin, that coin, black coin, bleak coin. So they completely understand that interoperability is the main thing. And if you watched a couple of recent last videos, last two videos actually highlighted the importance of interoperability and how we are gonna make this. Especially, say last video, we actually talked about this in detail, right? So we are not going to jump into that. Now here, this one from XRP 2020 is kind of getting it cool, and it kind of connects with what Michael stated here, because MoneyGram is improving, it's moving ahead, right? And at the same time, the traditional infrastructure, say this is for Swift, they are looking at here and Pay ID, new and easy way to link financial accounts. So Swift has something to do with Pay ID, or at least they are on the same page with them. After all, we talked about this previously. Everything of value and value exchange will come into Ripple, meaning through ILP, through XRP ledger, it may touch it, because that is where the discussion from this women comes, especially pinpointing towards Ripple Net, because when they directly state that after acquiring Earthport, which is a Ripple partner, they now have access to 90% of bank population. So that kind of makes me wonder, wow, so are we going to get 1,000, 2,000, at least, way more announcement in this swell? Even though it won't be the swell like, previous swells, it will be, more like Zoom swell, right? Maybe, or Google Meet swell. Everyone is social distancing, so you won't have that. At least what we care is the announcement, right? If they're going to announce, we are announcing 500 customers like this bank, this bank, this bank, that should actually be increasing the value again. Now, we already know that, but that fundamental has not yet been priced into XRP. But for that, what we need is banks or institutions using XRP and its announcement, right? As of now, we are not getting that much. Yes, we are seeing small institutions are coming in, they are stepping up, and automatically the competition will be increasing, and the giants will also have to step in. In last video also we discussed about that. This is a document from the Treasury, and it is kind of highlighting, it's way back from 2017, but it is highlighting what's happening in New Zealand. And Deloitte, the company, is actually going through this. They conducted a review and they came up with the stats. But this is what is important here. The G20 plan to facilitate remittance flows includes a recommended to the 5% remittance cost reduction target. So they are kind of getting into a recommitment, saying that they're going to reduce the cost. Now when you actually have now remember, this is back in 2017, right? So when you have a system which can actually reduce the cost for remittance hugely, and new players are stepping in, competitions are increasing, so if you want to stay relevant, you actually have to reduce the cost. You have to give better customer experience. It's not only about the cost, it's about the time, right? You're giving money here, you're getting money out there. It should be like that, because this is in the era of internet, that too, after the post boom of internet, we now have mobiles like everywhere. We can send at least PayPal money from one hand to another instantly, but yes, the cost is comparatively higher there. Now, this tweet from Einstein to the as a reply of this one, it kind of resonates about what we stated previously, but it also gives you much more clarity. Say it's showing Swift first, then it's showing PayID, then it's showing this one. So it's kind of like you have a connection with that. But what you also have to keep in mind is Swift was actually lagging way behind for their ISO 20022 target, and with this now they have a chance of making it, because in US it's from this year, and worldwide they are looking at by 2021 November the interoperability should be there, right? So now that is mainly based on the messaging system which they are talking about. So the internet of messaging system for them, the banking and finance institutions, should be on ISO 20022. So with this update, they can actually make it, because as they are getting into this, they are actually understanding the goal of global interoperability, because new standard is that. Now when we say new standard, it's not only about the ISO, but also about the inter-ledger protocol, which kind of connects into the XRP ledger automatically to XRP and Ripple, right? So that is where you have to understand 90% of the global banking institution, if Visa can actually get there through Ripple partner Earthport, then with these adoptions, it's going to be 100%. Say Swift has 11,000 financial institutions, and they operate for their messaging platform, right? They uses that messaging platform, but we discussed previously about payments. It has two layers. One goes with the messaging and the other goes with settlement. So if you have to complete both, you need the settlement part as well. And that comes next. Once this interoperability for messaging system is set in, you also need new type of interoperability, meaning along with the message, it should be settled then and there. You are not kind of separating the payment into two. You are not kind of waiting for head to come and then you are looking for where is the tail, will it come now, I want to wait. No, everything will be in one touch and go. So that is not like so far ahead, it's coming so close to us, and at that time we can actually see this flipping. Say 90% of guys was not able to take profit because they took so early. That will be one of the news which I can see in the future, because say now, yeah, taking profits early, it's not a bad thing. If you are still in profit, it's profit. But considering the long term, considering what duration you hold it, you should be holding the same when the price is going up, and at least kind of in getting into a distribution phase, because we are also going to see that like new country is going to come in, new players are going to come in, they're going to push the price up. As they get more clarity, the investors will be happy, because now I'm getting calls from friends, relatives and all. They're asking, what is your favorite cryptocurrency? What do you think will survive in next 5 years, next 10 years? And I was surprised. A new guy who's coming into crypto is directly asking for next 5 years, next 10 years. Then I talked to him for some time, and then I understood one thing. Yeah, he was not in crypto, but he was an investor, so his perspective is like 5 years, 10 years. They think for a long time. If guys like are gonna like that are gonna come in, then for sure we are gonna push the price a lot higher. So think that now, otherwise you're gonna miss that at that time.